So the buyer's guide, this is something that we've put together when we help and advise different organizations in buying carbon credits to meet their needs. This is the 5-step process that we take them through. So I want to share that with you today. So step 1 is set clear objectives. Why are you buying carbon credits? Is it regulatory compliance? Is it you have corporate net zero claims? What is it that you want to do? And an additional consideration is, do your carbon credits need to be third-party verified? So all of the carbon credits that we've been talking about in this webinar so far are financial instruments that have been verified either by a government agency or a third party like Gold Standard or Vera. But for many organizations, particularly organizations that are motivated not by a regulatory requirement or a customer demand, but simply the desire to be doing the right thing, investing in nature-based projects such as tree planting and preservation in their home country can actually be a better alternative. So one of our clients buys from 9 Trees, which is a company based down in Bristol that do tree planting, and they don't verify the carbon impact. They provide information as to what they believe the carbon impact is, but it's not verified because they don't want to spend their limited funds on verification. They want to focus on tree planting. And depending on the size or location of the project, that can often be the best way to go about it. And so that's actually, on the voluntary side, the first question that we ask our customers is, do your credits need to be, do you need verified credits, or are you looking to balance your emissions, potentially through local projects? So once you know your objectives, and we're going to use this customer as an example, the first objective is to remain in compliance with their UK operations in 2025. Their second is to remain in compliance with their Canadian operations. And then their third is to retire enough carbon credits globally to match their scope 1 and 2 GHG emissions so that they can claim they can be an operationally net zero organization, which is part of their marketing strategy. And then the second step is to forecast emissions. So as we spoke about, there are seasonal variations in the carbon price due to compliance deadlines. So towards the end of the year, the prices tend to go up quite significantly. And so at the start of each year, it's a really useful exercise to estimate what your forecast emissions will be for that year and start buying any required carbon credits early in the year, often working with a broker or a trading house to find the best time of year to make those purchases for your business. And so on the regulated side, where you've got allowances, you need to say, I've forecasted my emissions and then I've netted off what my current allowances are, what I hold in my account. And for your voluntary emissions, you need to estimate your emissions and go to market and buy. Step 3 is to select the source of the carbon credits. As we spoke about earlier, there are potential reputational risks in buying voluntary credits that are later revealed to be junk credits. There's also pricing to consider. So the more technologically advanced projects like direct air capture, they tend to be a lot pricier. And so it's important to understand what your budget is and whether there are any project types that resonate with your business type and what the governance risks of purchasing some of these lower price credits are. And once you've had those conversations, you can very clearly say, I want to buy X thousand tons of carbon avoidance credits from renewable power projects in countries where my business does not operate, and X thousand tons of carbon credits generated by sequestration through managed woodlands. And on the compliance side, it's very clear that you just need to buy the allowances that fit within your compliance jurisdiction. And the fourth step is to actually go out and purchase them, whether that's through a broker, whether that's one-to-one agreements with a project, whether that's through a trading house. And one thing to consider is that if you are looking to enter into long-term offtake agreements, that gives you price stability. So if you know that you want to be making your business your business net zero for the next 10 years, entering into a 10-year agreement with a project to buy their credits every year for the next 10 years gives you that price certainty. And then the final step is one that I think a lot of businesses forget, which is to go back and to update your carbon reduction business case. So earlier in this webinar, we looked at an example of Harbourco that had the opportunity to invest 5 million into a vapor recovery system. And as the price of carbon changes, historically it's only been increasing. The EU has a stated policy target of making the carbon price 100 euros a tonne. Californian credits are trading at close to $100 a tonne. Those business cases need to go back and be updated. So it may well be that your business decided not to invest in an energy efficiency project or a carbon capture project based on last year's prices, but based on this year's prices, making those technology investments might actually be the most financially sustainable as well as the most environmentally sustainable thing to do.